What's up, MTG Portal? Tonight we are going to go through and open a 2015 core set 2-player Clash pack. Now, this is the first time opening a product like this for me. To be honest with you, before I started MTG Portal, I actually avoided stuff like this. I went straight for booster packs, booster boxes, and that's really all that I bought Magic orientated. I looked at this and I went, you know, it's a gamble for 30 bucks. I'm probably not going to make my money back. But tonight, we're going to prove that theory either wrong or right. So I got this in my local store for $21.98. I actually, I was at Walmart this evening. I had to pick up some stuff for the house. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to look. I'm going to browse the aisle and see what they've got. And lo and behold, they had a couple of these sitting on the shelf for $21.98. Now, originally, if you look here, it was $31.98. So basically, about 40 bucks with tax. That's almost what you pay for a fat pack. So is it worth it? Let's crack into it and find out. A little bit behind it here before we crack into it. So it says, Fate and Fury combined for the ultimate weapon. And a little blah 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 about the dual decks. This says that you get 2 ready-to-play 60-card decks, 6 premium cards with alternative art not found anywhere else, a deck box that no one's probably really that excited about, a strategy insert, and a Magic Rules reference card. So the altered art is attractive to me. You can see the prognostic sphinx. I butchered that horribly. Over here on this side, the altered art is really kind of cool. If you look closely, you can see it's got like a little, almost like a sphinx head on a griffin back. It's kind of cool. I'm curious to see what's behind these cards. It's really why I bought this tonight. Is we're gonna pull all of the so-called altered art and we're gonna value them and see if they come up to $21.98. If we don't even make it anywhere near close to the value, yeah, then we'll kind of prove that theory that these are not worth buying. But let's crack into this and let's find out. So without further ado, Fate and Fury. And I'm kind of curious, if you guys have opened these before, leave a comment down on the channel. I'd like to know your thoughts, your experiences opening these. Has it been good? Has it been bad? Have you gotten some awesome pulls? You got some bad pulls? How's it been? Because, to be honest with you, I have no clue. This will be a first for me. So, oh, that's cool. They even include like a little divider for your cards if you have a box. Well, that's kind of neat, I suppose. Still feels a little cheap to me, especially for the price that they're wanting for this thing. So here's your rules reference card, your little Clash pack guide. We'll just take those and add those to the pile of burn. And your little box. I guess the box is okay. It's just very cheap cardboard. But you know, I might use this for some basic land storage or something. So all in all, it's very easy to fold and put together. It's not bad. So you guys decide. You tell me. And yeah, more trash. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the Prognostic Sphinx. I totally butchered that name. Prognostic Sphinx. I'm just going to call him Big P. And Big P is kind of a pain in the butt to open. There we go. So we'll see what we have for altered art in here, and then at the end of the opening I'll go through and I'll value it, and we'll see what the value was. So our first card is so the Sphinx himself. That's a pretty cool altered art. I do like that. That's unique looking, and it's foil. Prophet of Crufix. This would have been pretty cool, except for it's now banned in EDH. So that kind of sucks. but it's still cool to see it foil. Alright, well, that's kind of neat. That is a cool Temple of Mystery. I'm kind of curious the value on that Temple of Mystery. I like that Altered Art. I think that's really neat. I actually don't have this dual land. So that right there, that is cool to me. That's a cool find. Let's see here. We had Hypnotic Siren. It is 1 blue. It's an enchantment creature. It's a 1/1 with Bestow for 7, 5 colorless, 2 blue, flying. You control enchanted creature. The enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has flying. Okay, so you cast this on your opponent's creature, gain control of it, give it +1/+1 and flying. That is kind of cool. We had Aether Spouts. Everyone's pretty familiar with Aether Spouts, especially if you play in the EDH world. It's an EDH commander staple. It's 3 colorless and 2 blue to return all attacking creatures back to their owner's hand, and then they put them on top of their owner's library. So basically, hand to library. Our next up was Curse of the Swine. I'm curious if they put all the rares up front or if there's some hidden back in here. Curse of the Swine is 2 blue and X. It's a sorcery, exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller puts a 2/2 green boar creature token onto the battlefield. Could be good, could be bad. And then I'm just going to briefly look through here and see if there's anything else that's really stands out. I think everything else is just basically commons and uncommons, but I could be wrong. We had a lot of land. Holy God, a lot of land. Yeah, so it looks like everything else is commons and uncommons, but I'll go through them briefly because I'm sure some of you guys are interested. So we had 2 Leaf Crown Dryads. So 1 colorless, 1 green. It's an enchanted creature, Nymph Dryad. It's got Bestow and Reach. Whenever enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has Reach, Bestow for 3 and 1 green. If you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it's an R spell with enchanted creature. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached to a creature. So you can cast it for its Bestow, make it an enchantment, attach it, da-da-da-da. We had 2 Omen Speakers. It's 1 colorless, 1 blue. It's a 1/3 wizard. When Omen Speaker enters the battlefield, scry 2. It's actually not a bad card. We had 3 Vaporkin. It's 1 colorless, 1 blue. It's an elemental, 2/1. Flying, Vaporkin can block only creatures with flying. So that's kind of poo, but, you know, it is what it is. We had 3 of Kiora's Follower. It's not a bad little card. Zoom out a little bit. 1 green, 1 blue. For a 2/2, they can untap another target permanent. And 3 of those. We had 2 Frost Links, 2 colorless and a blue. For a 2/2 elemental cat. When Frost Links enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. We had 2 Nimbus Naiads. 2 colorless and a blue. For a 2/2 with Bestow for 4 colorless, 1 blue. Flying, enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has flying. Thassa's Emissary. We had 2 of those. 3 colorless and a blue. It's an enchant creature. It's a crab with Bestow for 5 colorless and a blue. Whenever Thassa's Emissary or enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Let's see here. We had 2 Horizon Chimeras. 2 colorless, a green, and a blue for a 3/2 with flash, flying, and trample. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 1 life. All in all, with the commons, some are good, some are questionable as to why they're in here. Horizon Scholar. We had one of these. 5 colorless and a blue for a 4/4 flying. When Horizon Scholar is the battlefield, you can scry 2. That seems pointless to me. It's way too expensive. We had a bunch of basic lands. Then we had 2 negates. Everyone knows what negate is, or should. 1 colorless, 1 blue. Counter target non-creature spell. It's an instant. We had 2 pen to earth. Pen to the earth, excuse me. 1 colorless, 1 blue for an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -6 and -0, so basically it turns it into a giant wall. We had 1 Voyage's End. 1 colorless, 1 blue for an instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand and scry 1. We have 2 Divinations. Oh, there we go. 2 colorless and a blue for a sorcery that allows you to draw 2 cards. We had 2 Griptides. 3 colorless and a blue for an instant. You can put target creature on top of its owner's library. Seems really pointless to me. Way too expensive. I could just use Unsummon for that, which is 1 blue. And we had Jace's Ingenuity, which is an instant speed card for 3 colorless and 2 blue, draw 3 cards. So that is what we had out of the first set. For rares out of that, again, to recap it, you had Hypnotic Siren, Curse of the Swine, Aether Spouts, the Foil Temple of Mystery, and these are going to be the gamble cards. These are going to be the ones that are going to make it or break the value of the box. Prophet of Krufix, and the Prismatic Sphinx. Alright, now let's go ahead and move on to the second set, and we'll see what we get. Okay, on to the green cards. So the first one is Front of Fertility. 1 green for an enchantment. 1 colorless, 1 green. Sack Front of Fertility. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Wizard, why is this not an instant or a sorcery? Why? And why is it... No, just, I'm confused. Fated Intervention is our second foil. 2 colorless and 3 green. It's an instant. Put 2 3/3 green centaur enchantment creature tokens onto the battlefield. If it's your turn, scry 2. So, okay. I can understand the wording, but could have been done differently. Corsair of Krufix, excuse me, is our next. 1 colorless, 2 green. It's an enchantment creature centaur, 2/4. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play the top card of your library if it's a land card. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Arbor Colossus. I remember this guy from back in the day when I used to play back in high school. 2 colorless and 3 green. It's a giant 6/6 with reach. Monstrosity is new from that time. 3 colorless and 3 green. When Arbor Colossus becomes monstrous, destroy targeted creature with flying and opponent controls. Genesis Hydra is the next one here. Excuse me while I focus him. He's X and 2 green for a 0/0 plant Hydra. When you cast Genesis Hydra, reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put a non-land permanent card with converted mana cost of X or less from among them on the battlefield. Then shuffle the rest into your library. Genesis Hydra enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters. So you pay X and decide what X card you draw and put on the battlefield. We have a Nikos, Shrine to Nyx. Not a great land, but good in some aspects. Tap it to add a color to your mana pool, or pay 2 and tap it to choose a color and add to your mana pool an amount of mana of that color equal to your devotion to that color. That's a mouthful. And Hydra Broodmaster. 4 colorless, 2 green for a 7/7 beastly beat stick. He is a Hydra. He's got monstrosity for double X and a green. Trying to get him to focus. There we go. When Hydra Broodmaster becomes monstrous, put XX green Hydra creature tokens on the battlefield. So he could be interesting depending on viability and how he's played. So again, we'll find out if there's actual value here when we tally up this small little section of the rares. We'll briefly go through the commons and uncommons. I had 2 plummets, 1 colorless, 1 green. It's an instant, destroy target creature with flying. I had 2 lightning strikes. Everybody loves lightning strike. 1 colorless, 1 red. Instant speed, deals 3 damage to target creature or player. We had 2 Nemesis of Mortals. Sorry, it is 4 colorless and 2 green for a snake. 5/5. Nemesis of Mortals costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Monstrosity of 5 for 9 mana. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each creature card in your graveyard. He's a recursion snake, and there's no recursion in this deck, so I'm confused as to why he's actually in this deck. But 2 of those. Nessian Game Warden we had 3 of. 3 colorless and 2 green. It is a 4/5 beast. When Nessian Game Warden enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of forests you control. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library, in any order. We had 3 Nyla's Disciple. None of these are really impressing me. 2 colorless, 2 green. For a Centaur Archer, it's a 3/3. When Nyla's Disciple enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to your devotion to green. It could be cool if you're running a pure green deck and it hasn't been wiped off the board by the time you play that card. Welcome to EDH. Kamatra's Acolyte. 3 colorless in the green for a 1/4 druid. Add an amount of green mana to your mana pool equal to your devotion to green. A lot of devotion mana cards in here. Some of these could be really cool if you're building a Stompy deck, but again, Stompy is notoriously known for getting stomped. Ill-Tempered Cyclops. Somebody needs to tell this guy to calm down. 3 colorless and a red for 6 for Monstrosity and Trample. No thank you. Reclamation Sage. We had 2 of those. 2 colorless and a green for an Elf Shaman. When Reclamation Sage enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. It is a 2/1. We have a Nessian Corsair. It's 2 colorless and a green for a 3/3. Centaur Warrior. We have a Voyaging Satire. He's voyaging. 1 colorless, 1 green for a Satire Druid. Untap target land. He's a 1/2. We had 2 Generator Servants. 1 colorless, 1 red for a 2/1 elemental. Sack Generator Servant, add 2 to your mana pool. If that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains haste till end of turn. We had 4 Elvish Mystics, which I'm always cool with. It is basically Llanowar Elf on a stick. He's just cooler looking. Tap him to add a green to your mana pool. He's also a 1/1. 4 of those will come in handy. We had a bunch of basic lands, and that is it. So I will go through, I'm going to value up the cards, and I will let you know if I feel this was worth the price that I paid. Again, real briefly, the rares we pulled, again, was Hydra Broodmaster, foil altered art, so this should bring a different amount of money. We'll find out. Probably a buck or two. Nikos, Shrine to Nyx. Genesis Hydra, unaltered. Arbor Colossus, unaltered. Corsair of Krufix, unaltered. Altered Fated Intervention. Almost screwed that one up. And altered Front to Fertility. Why again? This is not an instant or sorcery. I don't know. So stay tuned. I'm going to tally up this stack of rares, and I will let you know. Do we hit $21? Is this worth the price I paid at a discount? And do we hit the $39 price point it was originally set at? We'll see soon. Alright, so I promised you guys at the end of the video I would do a value tally to find out where we sat on this. Our 6 foils were not impressive. I'm going to read to you the price on each card, and I'm going to let you guys decide. Font of Fertility, this guy here, was a whopping 59 cents. Moving on to Fated Intervention, also 59 cents. Let's see here. Corsair of Krufix, however, came in at $3.99, so not a bad deal for the Corsair. The Arbor Colossus was kind of a laughable joke at 29 cents of value. Our Nikos Shrine to Nyx surprisingly was $6.99, so some value on this card, and not bad. Actually, it was the most valuable card in the entire box, believe that or not. Our Hydra Broodmaster came in at $1.69. Our Aether Spouts, excuse me, man, was a whopping 39 cents. Our Curse of the Swine, curse those pigs, those horrible pigs that aren't even, well, they're magical pigs, came in at a whopping 39 cents. Our Hypnotic Siren, singing glorifyingly at another 39-cent card. And our Prosnatic Sphinx, our Altered Art Limited Edition Prosnatic Sphinx, came in at a whopping 59 cents. Not what I expected. I expected at least $1.50. Our Profited Krufix, though, was not bad. We walked into $3.49. Now, considering the fact this card has been recently banned in EDH format, it's really going to be playable only in Legacy and Modern, I believe. So you might see an increase on this. I will hang on to this card. 1, it's foil. 1, it's an altered art. And 2, it might go up in price. Our Temple of Mystery, as beautiful as this card is, it is literally worthless at $2.49. But it still holds a little bit of value, and it did help push this to an okay value. And our final card, Genesis Hydra, comes in at a glorious standpoint of 99 cents. Overall, the total value for what you see right here chimed in at $22.87. If we remember correctly, our box showed us a price point right here. Oh, sorry. Of $31.98, marked down to $21.98. So literally, what I pulled paid for this box. Now, had this been $31.98, this would have been the worst valued pack in all of Magic history. From my recent openings, if you find this in your store at anything above $21.98, do not buy it. You are more than likely going to lose money on this product. If you can find it at $21.98, what you pull from the box is going to go ahead and pay for what you paid for. Do not buy it. I repeat, do not buy it if it is $31.98 or higher. I hope this has been informative. I hope this has helped you guys make a better decision on buying these Clash packs. You know, in the future, I'm going to be a little more open to buying them because I do like the altered art, and there is a chance of finding something good. But you put a lot of risk on yourself for just a minimal amount of reward. As always, if you haven't subscribed to MTG Portal, please smash the subscribe button above. Like the video, leave your comments down below. We'll make sure we get back to as many as we possibly can. If there's things you'd like to see differently done, or other box openings you'd like to see us do, or content opening here on MTG Portal, please comment below down the video. And as always, we'll talk to you soon.